Dr. Pamela here. I want to share with you the story of my student Haley because Haley had a common question that so many parents have as well. And that question is around how do I know if a college is the right fit for me? So Haley was in her junior year and she, had been involved in different activities, a pretty good student overall. And so by the time she's finished with all of her courses in high school, she would have had 4 years of math, English, science, social studies, as well as a foreign language. And so with having that foreign language, that opens up even more colleges to her that could be on her list. And again, she was involved in a number of activities at school. She's going to be part of the Honor Society, the National Honor Society. So she's been doing some community service work as well. And the big question, again, for her, as well as her parents, is how do we know what is the right college for Haley? So let's talk about that. And let's really, dive into, what is it that she needs to know in order to know what are those colleges that are the right fit for her. So I'll start by just sharing that, it's important that you know the right colleges on your teen's list, because if it's a right fit for them, that's where it's much easier in terms of being admitted and getting scholarships as well. So the right fit is going to be very important. So over the years, as I've been doing this work, one of the key things that makes the difference in 95% of my students being admitted to their top choice colleges and receiving an average of $75,000 in scholarships is because they have the right list. And so I want to walk you through these simple steps in terms of what to do in a situation where your student needs to know what are those right colleges. So first off, you want to start with your teen. And this may sound, pretty basic or sound like, why do you need to do that? Well, that's an important first step because oftentimes, what do? You know what we do, right? We start with the colleges. And so we will start out by saying, oh, I want you to look at X college, or I went to this college, so you got to look at this college. And it's just like, no. Let's back it up. We're going to start with the teen. And so this could mean, some things about your teen in terms of, their personality. You can do an interest inventory, personality assessments, those kind of things that, not only help you with understanding your teen, but also it helps them as well and gives them a sense for what are some of their strengths and where are some areas of development for them. And so really thinking about those different inventories to start with your teen first. And then with that information, the second step is going to be applying those 5 factors of fit to see how they resonate with your teen. Now, the 5 factors of fit are academic, social, financial, vocational, and cultural. So think about each of those as it relates to your teen. And so academically, what are they looking for in a college? What's the class size? What is the major interest that they have? Or if they don't know their major, are there particular academic opportunities they want to take advantage of in college, like studying abroad? So those are some of the things to think about in terms of the academic fit. The second area of fit is social, and thinking about, gosh, what kind of interests do they have or things they like to do for fun and want to do in college? How easy is it going to be for them to make friends? And so those are some of the social things you want to consider. Thirdly is the financial fit. What kind of funding and other resources will you need as a family to make college affordable for your teen? That's what you want to think about in terms of the financial fit. The fourth area of fit is the vocational fit. And that's going to be, what is it that your teen is interested in doing after college? That can, help you with thinking about, the kinds of colleges that may provide those resources and access for them. And then the fifth area of fit is the cultural fit. So, however, your teen may be different from the majority of students on that campus, is it a place where they can still fit in? Okay. And I want you to think about that, because sometimes, it goes beyond the cultural factors that we may think of right away. And so, really think about that for your teen. Okay. So, it's those 5 areas of fit. And those 5 areas are, the ones that I want you to consider as far as thinking about what's the right college for my teen, because the right college is going to make all the difference. Now, is this making sense to you? Because if it is, I want you to type yes in the comments. I want to hear from you. I'm doing all this talking, and it's just great when you can get some feedback as well. So that's the second step. The next one is, I want your teen to actually research the colleges, and they should be researching the colleges the same way. I mean, I give my, own clients a rubric to use in terms of researching the colleges. This is something you could create as well, but just making sure that your teen is researching each college in a consistent way. And that's going to help them with being able to know when to add colleges and when to take colleges off the list as they're researching it. And that's a critical step that they should do so that they can get to answering that question around, is this college the right fit for me? And then finally, the next step I want them to do, and I want you to encourage your teen to do, is to double visit. And you're just like, double visit? What's that? You want to know what that is? All right. I'm going to tell you what that is. Double visit. That means I want your teen to do a virtual visit. And then if they feel strongly enough about that college, do an in-person visit. Now, I know, at this time of year, you're probably thinking, oh, we can go do visits over the holidays and we're going to go and do all these different. No, just kind of step back a minute and do the virtual visits first, because the colleges are offering some amazing virtual visits where you're able to do a student panel, faculty panel, open house, information session, guided tour, all of that virtually. And that's going to save you so much time, money, and just mental energy. I mean, because let me tell you, I do in-person visits all the time. I was just on an in-person visit yesterday at 2 campuses, and they can be draining. And so the last thing you want to do is to be out there tired, exhausted, and your teen is cranky on these in-person visits. So to really make the most of it, I encourage you to do the virtual visit first and then do the in-person visit. And with doing these things, as I've walked through them with you, that's going to make all the difference in terms of really understanding and knowing for yourself and your teen, having that confidence around, is this the right college for me? I mean, all of those steps are going to give them that confidence. And that's what they're going to need going into the application process, is confidence about their list. Okay. Now, who I work with is, I partner with busy moms all the time to help their teen find a college that feels like home without overpaying. And one of the things that I'm doing just coming up this Saturday is an introductory event called College Prep Made Easy. And it's for parents to really come and get all of their questions, answers, and learn those things that they need to do to support their teen's success in the college admissions journey. Because when you're doing this by yourself, oh my goodness, when you're doing this by yourself, you are going to be overwhelmed. And you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed and stressed out right now. And this is about bringing that grace and ease and a little bit of joy to the process. Don't you want some joy in this process so that you can enjoy your teen while they're, in their final high school years? You don't want to spend time arguing with them, that's for the birds, you just don't want to spend that kind of time. So, what I want you to do is, if you want to learn more, I'd like you to type easy into the comments, easy into the comments. And I would love to share more with you about this exciting event, College Prep Made Easy. We're hosting it on October 23rd, and it's going to be an amazing transformational event for every parent that's going to be there to join us. So I look forward to talking with you next time. Take care.